afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. I'm Zhongming from NTUC Learning Hub. NTUC Learning Hub is a social enterprise and a leading training provider in Singapore. Collectively, we have helped over 21,000 organizations and has achieved over 2.5 million training places across more than 500 courses. We work with many world-class industry partners for some of our learning content. One of our world-renowned partners is the John Maxwell company, whom we work with to infuse leadership-related content into our courses. In fact, today's webinar will touch on content adapted from this partnership. A little about our webinar today: learn how to approach difficult conversations even from home. This webinar is about navigating through our current challenging times with skillful communication. With new workplace norms as Singapore transitions to living with COVID-19, communication and handling difficult conversations are skills that are more important than ever. We have invited one of our trainers here today to present this interesting topic. She is Ms. Lam Lai Chan. Lai Chan is one of our highly experienced trainers with more than 22 years of industry experience. She's also a certified speaker and coach with the John Maxwell team. I'm always impressed with her level of enthusiasm and the energy that she brings. I shall let her introduce herself more and kick off the webinar proper. So without further ado, Lai Chan, please.
Thank you, Zhongming. All right. Okay, it's so good to see many of you, and some of you I know you personally, which is great. All right, thanks for giving your time to be here in the webinar. This afternoon, we certainly hope to share some of the very interesting training modules for you that will help you as well. All right, and being a certified trainer, speaker, and coach with John Maxwell, I have been following Dr. John Maxwell for some years. In fact, his work really inspires me, so much so that I actually flew over to Florida to meet him in person in 2019, and not once, twice. All right, packed my bag, saved more than 10,000, and then go to Florida and meet Dr. John Maxwell. And it was really worth the trip because it was a very inspiring session. Okay, Dr. John Maxwell is actually #1 New York Times bestseller. As you have seen, he has many books. All right, and he has been an author, coach, and speaker. He's also the Business Insider and Inc. Most influential leadership expert in the world. And just for your information, there are 2 books, not more than 2, several books that came out. So in May 2019, John Maxwell released his book on leadership. Have you seen this book before? All right, the 11 shifts a leader needs to make, especially during this pandemic or during a crisis. I have been very inspired by this book. In fact, I conducted more than 10 classes about this book, all right, about the content inside there, attended by heads of department and general manager. And then in January this year, he released another book, The Leader's Greatest Return. You know, as leaders, we work so hard, what is our greatest return? So he actually identified them. And in this book, it was very encouraging to know that, yes, we have our greatest return. It's the people. And furthermore, this year, he also released this book called Change Your World. We have done a lot of transformation table for Change Your World, and it's getting momentum in the world, so to speak. How we can change ourselves first and then change the world around you. And recently, in July and October, was Leading in Tough Times, which is really right now, okay? And the self-aware leader, how we should be aware of what's going around us. If you have no time to do anything else, go and get one of these books and see if you can get some inspiration and insights into this. It's worth finding some time to do it, right? So John Maxwell says you cannot be the same, think the same, and act the same if you hope to be successful in a world that does not remain the same. Everything changed. For the past 2 years, I think you and I have experienced the changes, whether we are a trainer, an entrepreneur, a team member, parents. We all experience changes, not only in work and also at home. So we can't be the same, think the same, and act the same if we hope to be successful in a world that does not remain the same. How true this is. How true. All right. So the new workplace norms are emerging as Singapore transits into living with COVID-19. And here are some of the information gathered from the workplace and from staff, from job seekers. And they often told me these are things that they frequently find it difficult, all right? For example, frequent work-life adjustments due to fluid situations. This week I'm in, next week I'm out of the office. You know, everything kept on changing, adjusting to it. And true enough, Singapore workforce is pretty resilient, I must say. Heavier workloads because of reduced manpower. All our good friends or foreign talents has gone home, leaving you, me, and him working together. So it's getting heavier, the workload. Rapid digitalization of business processes. We like it or not, we have to move this direction. So it becomes very, very stressful for those who are not familiar with digitalization, right? But well, we are glad there are many helps around that's available. And business performance and survival uncertainties. We're not sure whether we will survive, but have a positive mind. We will. Okay, we will survive. And definitely reduce visibility of team members due to work from home arrangements. How you miss all your colleagues. There's no time even to say hello. We can't even hug each other, okay? With the joy that we are trying to express of seeing each other, we can't even do that. Even if we are workplace, we are safe distancing apart, you know, we can't go too near, all right? But of course, it is for everybody's good, etc. There are plenty, all right? But these are the common ones I often hear people talking about, all right? So how about you? Well, maybe let's for a start identify 2 challenges you're facing at work or workplace. All right, I have actually identified 6. All right, and we'll do a poll and see what 300 of you would think about the workplace. All right, constant change of infrastructures, instructions, and work processes. A lack of support. All right, fear and uncertainty. I'm working from home. I don't know whether I got it correct or not. Can I download from the cloud or not? All right, heavy workload and high stress. Yeah, and job insecurity, fear of digitization, as well as automation and technology. So I'm going to stop share right now so that my dear colleague Swee Tiong will share the Mentimeter with you all, and we'll all get together and do a poll and see what all of us think, all right? Because I know I can't see you, so I need to get some responses as well. Swee Tiong.
Hi, everybody. Can you go to your internet browser and type in www.menti.com? This is a Mentimeter survey, all right? I think many of you are familiar with it. So go to www.menti.com and use the code on the screen, 8462-0075. All right, I'll give you some time to key in. Okay, the responses are coming in.
Wow, okay, very good. Excellent. Wow, constant changing of instructions still champion right now, huh? And workplace and work processes. Okay, very good.
Yeah, changing instruction seems to be very stressful, even for me.
Okay, we'll get around it. We'll get around it with more communication so that we can understand where the stress comes from, and then we can reduce that a little bit. All right. Yeah, that's still the champion. Huh? Oh, wow. Okay, the first one. And then heavy workload and high stress. I really appreciate all of you. You're really very resilient. I mean, there's so much of change. Definitely the stress is higher. And then some of you work from home, and then the challenges are all there, right? The children is asking for us, our parents are asking for us. We think we are free, yeah. Okay, they didn't understand we're working from home. All right, yeah. Heavy workload is the second highest. Huh? Wow, keep on coming up. Lack of support. Oh dear. Okay, yes. All right. Okay. All right. Your screen is not in full. Okay. All right. Is there still something coming? Wow.
Yeah, okay, maybe we just give them another 15 seconds. Yeah, then we can stop this poll. So far, the highest is the first one, all right? Constant changing instruction and work processes. That's number 1, followed by heavy workload and high stress level, all right? That's number 2. And of course, the third one is lack of support, all right? So maybe I'll stop share here. You still can continue the poll if you want, all right? I'll leave the poll open, but I'll stop share so that Lai Chan can continue. All right, I stop share now.
All right, thank you, Swee Tiong. I have a good indication right now. What is it that we are facing? It's not easy. All right, share. Okay, definitely changing instructions and work processes, and definitely communication will come to play, right? We don't have to suffer under this thing. We really need to sit down and talk about it and see how we can overcome this. Everything, there will be a solution. Maybe may not be perfect, but we'll find a solution for it. So communication becomes a very important thing. That's the reason why we choose this module, Art of Communication and Handling Challenging Situations. All right, communication. So this is important. I think lack of support, same thing. We also need to communicate to tell, hey, hello, I really, drowning in my job. No, could I have some support or not? And a word of encouragement during such time helps a long way. All right. Fear and uncertainty. Okay, that's not the highest. The next highest is heavy workload and high stress. Yeah, and all of these items, actually, I'm glad you choose them because it is about communication. Even if you're working alone, you still need to communicate with your supplier, your vendors, the people who supports you, the part-timers who help you. You still need to communicate. And so this topic become very relevant, so to speak. All right. John Maxwell has often said, if you think you're a leader, but no one is following you, you're only taking a walk. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, that's true. Right. Leadership is the ability to influence others to follow. And one of the first tools at a leader's disposal is the art of communication. Actually, this is very important, the art of communication. But some of my participants told me, hey, but Lai Chan, I'm not a leader. I'm not manager, I'm not director, only a staff. All right. Or Lai Chan, I'm working alone. All right. Baking, e-commerce, I'm working alone. OMO, one man operation, one OWO, one woman operation. So I'm not a leader. I'm not a leader. Well, if you're a senior person in the workplace, you're a leader because you're senior, people come to you for advice. All right. If you are an entrepreneur or geek, all right, you have a small business on your own, all right, you're also a leader because you need to work with team members, all right. Even if you're working from home, let's say I'm a baker at home, I bake, I still have to work with my customers. I need to communicate with my customers. I need to tell my delivery person how to deliver my cakes over to my customers. I still need to work with part-timers who may help me with my recipe, all right, or the preparation work. So I'm still actually a leader. And if I'm a parent at home, I'm a leader at home. Okay, so everyone is a leader in some way. If I'm the eldest in the family, eldest child in the family, I'm also a leader because I have to take care of my siblings. All right. So anyway, we are still leader. So John always say, lead yourself. Okay. If you are not a leader by title, still we need to lead ourselves. The kind of life we want to live, we have to lead ourselves. All right. If we don't plan for our future, then people will plan our future for us. Okay. So we still need to lead yourself. All right. And this one thing I often do. I often constantly remind myself I must lead myself. But of course, I also have a team of trainers, consultants I'm leading, as well as customers, different expectations. I also need to do some leading as well. So these two critical models especially selected for you. The first one is the art of communication. How should we talk? All right. And then if you want to move on to the next module, is difficult conversation. How do we say that those things which is not so nice? Do we try to sweep it under the carpet? Please don't. Because you sweep it under the carpet, it's not solving it. It's just delaying it. And it gets worse and worse and worse. Okay. All right. And perhaps one day it might be like a volcano eruption, everything just erupt. All right. So it's best to address those difficult conversation. So how do we do it? I'm very scared. I don't think I can do it. Well, we just need some skills. Okay, some proposed verbiage as well as some skills on how to do it. And these two modules, which is half day each, they're considered as two separate modules, half day, but I feel that they are needful to be together. All right, so that you can discover how you can be influential leader by communicating purposefully and engaging your team tactfully in difficult conversation. So let me share with you the leader's art of communication. What does this module entails, all right? Just to let you have a good look at it, all right? John Maxwell says that it is not enough just to work hard. It's not enough to do just a great job. To be successful, you need to learn to really communicate with others, all right? One is too small a number for success, all right? We need to work together. Whatever it is, we will always have people working with us, for us, and alongside with us, all right? Even you buy your ingredients, okay, your supplier, there are some people who work for you, right? Okay, although you pay them, they work for you, okay. So in this particular course, we want to explore the intended outcomes of purposeful, focused communications, not just the eruption of emotions, getting angry with each other, but we want to have a really purposeful, focused communication that actually has outcome. All right, and we want to understand the users of how to tell direct as well as ask direct communication. And we'll share with you slightly later what it is all about. And of course, the beautiful art of effective listening. And during this pandemic, a lot of people want other people to listen to them, but there are very few people who will listen to us. Okay, all right. So it is important for us to effectively listen. And I've been listening to job seekers the last few months. What is the difficulty? Why they cannot find a job? And after listening to them, I found that actually they all can do. They can do, all right? And it is actually a mindset that has been blocked, all right? So by listening, I can help them better. And of course, learn and apply the reflective listening model, all right, which I will share with you as well. So let me give you a brief information on this. The communication model is nothing, well, rocket science. We all learn it in school. We learn it often in class. Also at the workplace, we know about this, the communication module. But so what? What's the point? Okay, the key is, what are we communicating? Who are we talking to? What's the outcome we want for this communication? And what are we really trying to accomplish in this conversation? All right, I'd like you to work for me. How do I talk to you? To be sure that you will work for me, all right? So you have a difficulty in a job, very stressful. How can I sort of understand that better? What do you mean by stressful? All right, this is all the outcome of conversation we really want, so that you'll be successful in relating those information and also understanding the people better. So in this module, we use this model called the intended outcomes of purposeful communication. You look at the bottom portion, the foundation part over here is called the intended outcomes, all right? What is the intended outcomes? What do you really want to do, all right? So every conversation comes with this, what do you want to say? What's your intended outcome? To clarify your purpose, all right? So you want to give up, all right? You want to give up, but yet you want to be successful. I have a job seeker who actually put in his plan, he wants to be successful, to have a stable job and be successful. But then 1 month after being on the job, he said he wants to give up. And I often refer him back to that conversation we had about his goals, that he wanted to be successful. And then after he said, oh yes, because the going always gets tougher and tougher, right? And giving up is easier way, isn't it? All right. And so he said, oh yes, I have my goals. Yes, I need to. And it has to be strong enough. And he went back to work. And so now he's coming to his 3rd month. I'm looking forward to his fantastic, excellent score for his performance appraisal. I said, you're gonna be successful, right? And he said, yes, Miss Lam, I'm gonna be successful. I said, great. Yeah, I look forward to that. And then we can celebrate after that. All right. And of course, the intention is also make sure our personal opinion or conviction does not get into the way. Oftentimes, I just want to tell you what I want to tell you. Okay. I'm not ready for anything else. I just want to tell you what I want to tell you. Okay. And so it comes with my own opinion, my own conviction. I think this is the best way. You have to do it this way. But somebody else has a better way. And if you look at it closer, actually that way may be a better way than your way. Are you humble enough to accept that? All right. And asking questions, this is a very good thing. Ask questions. Over the years, as trainers and consultants, I've learned to ask questions. There are a lot of things I don't know, really. There's a lot of things I don't know. I ask questions. And asking questions, they say great leaders ask smart questions. And I'm learning how to ask smarter and smarter questions. Not that I've already achieved it, I'm still practicing and learning from it. All right. And of course, finally, after this conversation, what are we supposed to do together? Make sure we're all clear that we are going to do this together. All right. So the telling and asking, there is a little difference over here, telling and asking. All right, let me share with you telling. Telling actually is about making declaration. Okay, I'm going to support your. All right, no matter how difficult, you can call me anytime. Okay, what declaration? All right, so quite tough one. Tall order if someone say that. All right, and I'm offering you my opinion. I think it works or it didn't work. All right, or I'm extending your offer. All right, an offer that you can get further discount if you buy a certain amount of services from me, and making promises, I'll be there for you. All right. So tell-directed communication is I tell you what I have. All right. Whereas the other one, which is very powerful, is called ask-directed. Ask-directed is about encouraging thinking and problem solving. So listening and questioning comes into play. And I always like this one here, encourage thinking and problem solving. A lot of our issues that we have, actually, if we think harder or think with someone else, we probably can find the answer, right? So many of my friends and team members, even my customer, will tell me this, like, Chan, can you don't ask so many questions? Just tell us what we need to do and we'll do it. We get it executed for you. And then my reply is, I don't want to. And after that, they'll be so shocked. Why? Because I want to ask questions so that you do the thinking. Not just me, you have to do the thinking. Yeah, but I'm very lazy to think. All right, that's often the reply. But if it's your life, you have to think, right? It is your life. You're going to start thinking. I really hope that we have more people being, besides doing, are also thinkers as well. All right, so that they can think through what is it they want with their life. All right, so we ask-directed is to often ask questions that helps you. In fact, many of the problems are solved within themselves. They have the answer. In fact, I don't have the answer. They have the answer. By asking them questions, they actually can say, hey, I can do this and do that. I say, wow, that's great. Please go ahead and do it. All right. And it also tells me your amount of ownership. You know, many people would like to blame other people for their failures. Just 2 days ago, I have someone who blamed other people for their failures. The company got bad people. Yeah, what do you mean by that? Okay, all right. And he doesn't want to admit that it's his failure, all right, for not being able to perform, all right. But he likes to blame it on someone else. I think that's easier, right? Okay, but that shows that you have no ownership of it and no accountability, all right. And of course, ask-directed communication also help you to create awareness of yourself, awareness of your strength, awareness of your purpose, so to speak. Sometimes we are not aware of our strength because we didn't ask, all right. So if you listen and be aware, people is constantly telling you your strengths. So in some of my strength classes, I will ask them, so what's your strength? They say, I don't know. So how does people describe you? I don't know. Oh, you haven't been aware. You haven't been really listening to what other people are saying. And then when I get the whole team together to tell this person what is his or her strength, the person was overwhelmed. I didn't know that. Actually, you do, but you didn't listen well enough. You're not aware, that's why. And that helps people to see things differently. We all have strengths. And at this time, really is to use our strengths. So I'm going to show you a video, a short video. It's just 1.5 minutes. I hope your Wi-Fi is okay, because sometimes the Wi-Fi doesn't go through, so the video doesn't come up properly. So it is about directing and connecting. Same like ask direct and ask, ask questions as well. All right. So let's hear what John Maxwell has to say about directing and connecting. All right. Let me stop share first. All right. Wow, there's so many questions. Okay. And let me show you the video. 1.5 minutes. So I hope you really get the essence of what he say. All right. Ready? Share. Okay, you can see my screen.
So what the difference between directing and connecting, let me compare it for a moment. Directing is kind of authoritative, where connecting is collaborative. It's a different mindset. Do I want to come across as an authority with you, or do I want to come across as a person that wants to collaborate with you? Directing is all talking, whereas connecting is quite a bit of listening. Directing is top down, connecting is side by side. When you direct people, you enlist them. When you connect with people, you empower them. Direction is more assuming. Connecting is more understanding. Directing gives answers. Connecting asks questions. Okay? Directing's more my agenda. Connecting's more your agenda. When I direct, I'm standing on my ground. When I connect, I'm going to your ground. And this is a great leader shift to make in your leadership. I think directing is mostly all about me, and I think connecting is a lot more about you. So How do we find common ground? So if we're going to be connecting with people, we got to find common ground with them. That's where it starts. My goal is always to find common ground with you. So how do I do that?
All right, so it's common ground, right? Of course, we all want people to listen to us. Is our perspective, but sometimes you also have to listen to another person. What is their perspective, so to speak? All right. So let me continue with my slide. I hope you got all the essence from what he said. It's very interesting. Like, it's from my perspective, from your perspective. All right. Sorry, just a moment. All right, I got the wrong one. So sorry about that. Okay. Right, one more time. Okay, I got it correct now. All right. So directing and connecting. That's from John Maxwell, Dr. John Maxwell. Okay. So listening is one task that you as a leader cannot delegate. Even as parents, sometimes we don't want to listen to our children, right? We just say, I tell you what to do, you just do it. Huh? Well, when they're younger, they do, okay? They do, but when they become a teenager, they don't, all right? So I've been working with you for a long time. And many a times, I also have to sit down and listen to them. Listen to all the funny stories. Sometimes it doesn't make sense, okay? But I'll still listen to them so that I know what they're thinking actually, in order to connect with them so that I can really help them. If I want to help them, I got to go to their perspective and then from that perspective, bring them up, okay? So in the module itself, you also talk about listening habits. What are your listening habits? There's some assessment as well, all right? So usually a great listener, just a summary over here, is to choose a spirit of curiosity. I'm curious. You know, after being married to my husband for almost 30 years, I'm still listening to him because every day he changes. He learns new things and he changes, he improves. So I also need to listen and be very curious. You know, it can't be I have listened to him for 30 years, I should be very good. No, I'm still listening. Every day I'm still listening. It's different seasons of life. We've got to constantly listen to each other. The difficulty that we face is different for different seasons of life. All right. And then asking questions to learn and discover more. All right. And of course, it's very tough to listen with humility. Yeah? After listening, say, oh, you're saying that I'm bad, I'm wrong, I'm no good, you're criticizing me. It's quite tough. I'm still learning this one. Okay, listening with humility. Okay, yes, I think I'm wrong in that area. Yes, I think I spoke too fast. Yes, I didn't listen. Yes. Okay. Yeah, listen with humility. Listen actively. It's pretty hard to listen actively nowadays now with all the distractions that we have. And stay in the moment and are fully present. All right. So in the class, you really will be watching something and then after that trying to listen and see whether you got the picture. I could be playing a song for you and then you could listen to what the singer is trying to say, her problem, her stress, her issues. All right. This all has to do with listening. And that's the reason why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? We are supposed to listen more. And this is a good skills to have. As a consultant, I think listening is one of my best thing to do for my customer, because after listening, I understand the issues and I can analyze better, and then I can provide a better solution. However, listening always has its problem, right? And we all know distractions are like chart, texts keep on coming in, the ding and dong from my handphone, all right? Worry about deadlines, oh, my deadline is coming, why are you still talking to me, all right? Concern about financial, concern about my family, right? And there are many, many things, right, that we are concerned about. Okay, and we're very distracted. Of course, there are also misinterpretations. Oftentimes misinterpretation. There's just a side one, very funny. I was at Yakun the other day, and I was just standing behind this gentleman, and the auntie says, your order, please." And then so the gentleman says, "Set C, auntie." So auntie laughed. Auntie said, "Hey, so old already, not sexy lah." Okay. So later on, the colleague told her, says that he didn't say you're sexy. He said that he wants set C. Okay. Oh, then auntie, oh, so sorry, you want set C, A, B, C, that C, right? Okay, right. So sometimes got misinterpretation of what you're trying to tell us because the frame of reference is different, right? So occasionally some of these things, some are very funny, but some is very, very serious, all right? Especially misinterpretation of deadline. I want the report or the proposal to come in by tomorrow. Gee, tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow. I'll pass it to you tomorrow, 11:59 p.m. It's still tomorrow. I'm not late. All right. But what the customer wants or what your boss wants is tomorrow, 9 o'clock in the morning. All right. So a lot of things can be misinterpreted. So it's very important for us to have the art of communication to clarify this. Clarify. All right. And okay, we have different activities in this module as well. What do you mean? And it's quite hilarious, all right? So we're using the normal day-to-day, what are some funny things that we talk about, and we have all different meanings, all right? Okay. So we use reflective listening model for this one. This is a very good model. The words, absorb the words, the tone, and the non-verbal cue. And then how? Then we filter the facts, filter the feelings, and filter the context. And finally, we will reflect. We will reflect on the facts, reflect on the feelings. And this is not easy. It's easier to reflect on the facts than reflect on the feelings. But if you want to win the whole conversation, try to get to the feeling, because the feeling is very, very important. And the feeling somehow determines a lot of things, how I feel about it. I feel that I can trust you. Whatever you say, I will do. Okay. I feel that I'm very suspicious about you. So everything you say, are you trying to have double meaning? All right. So again, filtering and reflecting on feelings become very important. So in the class itself, actually, we will be sharing with you, and also you'll be going through experiential learning, how to do this, how to absorb, how to filter, how to reflect. I'm very excited about this model. Okay, really very excited. And there's this word called I know how you feel. All right. Yeah, actually, nowadays, people say, you sure you know how I feel? I'm working from home and my children disturbing me. My aged parents are also disturbing me. They think I'm not working because I'm at home. And you know how I feel? And then, boss, you wanted my deadline some more. All right. You know how I feel? I can't make it. All right. I can't even concentrate on my work and working from home. All right. So do you really know how I feel? Okay. So if you don't know, please don't say I know how you feel, right? Ask a few more questions to clarify that. And this is another one that I really like. I know how you feel. So this module has a lot of self-assessment, discussions, exercises, role plays, and feedback. All right. So it's very interactive, experiential as well, for just a half day. All right. So it can be very, very impactful. All right. So I finished the first one, which is actually the foundation for good communication. Once you get that, let's get the next one, the leader's most difficult conversation. This course is about leading to productive dialogue on sensitive topics with employees, your peers, your leaders, and you can also use it for family as well. Okay, having difficult, challenging conversation with your children, all right, or your neighbor who's making so much noise. All right, they don't know you're working from home. They're being pounding on this or on the stove. They are being not pounding on the stove. Sorry, they're being pounding away. They are being vacuuming loudly, right? And the children are all laughing all around the corridor. Yeah. So how we can have the conversation, a difficult conversation with a neighbor without breaking our relationship? And I want to share with you that this conversation planning worksheet here is one of the best tools I ever come across. It is really very good. You just don't go out and say something and then after you regret. You really plan your conversation. I like this worksheet a lot. Unfortunately, not enough time to share with you. And also handle the common reactions people have when receiving and when they are on the receiving end of a difficult conversation. So really, I don't think they are difficult people. I think a lot of people are nice people. But sometimes the conversation is difficult because we didn't quite understand each other. All right. So what stops you from having the conversation which you should have and not sweep it under carpet? And what are the benefits of getting better at having difficult conversation? Actually, when it comes to difficult conversation, the more you do, the better you become. The more you do, the more skillful you become. The less you do, you're not skillful at all. All right. So this has to do with some skills. All right. And of course, there are two levels of conversation, spoken and unspoken. And people who can read unspoken content, wow, they are really very good. They can look at your body language and can read what you're thinking. I think that is really awesome, right? Okay, we will be practicing that as well. Okay, so your intention is good, but what's the impact? All right. So we talk about feelings. Yeah, feelings and emotions are normal and natural. We all know about that. When we are sad, right? We didn't get the deal, the business deal, we are sad, right? So we're sad. We missed the deadline, we're also very sad, right? These are normal, all right? So unexpressed emotions cannot be hidden. We have to address it, otherwise we'll burst into difficult conversation. All right, and how do you respond to these feelings? One moment up, one moment down, all right? How do you respond to the feelings? And judgment isn't a feeling, so express your feelings without judgment or blaming. Don't start blaming, okay? All right. And acknowledge that both parties might have strong feelings, all right? Yeah, because you're having strong feelings, that's why we're going to get together. And so it might erupt, all right? And don't be afraid. Actually, I'm very pleased when certain people are angry sometimes, let's say I tell them something and they're angry, actually, or they cry, actually quietly on my own, I'm quite happy because it means something. That's why they are angry. It means something. That's why they cry. All right. And I really acknowledge that, and I really appreciate that. That means it means something to them. If I tell them they don't care, they don't care. Whatever you see, whatever, I don't care. Then I know that it doesn't matter to them, and I'm not getting through. All right. So when people get angry and they break down and cry, then I know it means something to them, and I'm very prepared that the next step is to help them. Okay. And during this module, we talk about when and how to tell the other person that he or she is wrong. This part is the most difficult. How and when to tell the person that he or she is wrong. And we will discuss this in length during the module. So I use this Sarah model, which I really love. Why? Why I love it is because it deals with emotions. Okay, emotions is very difficult to deal with, and I'm glad this model deals with emotions. When someone tells you, "Hey, hello, your performance not up to expectation," it is shocking. Hey, hello, I already worked here for 10 years. You tell me I'm no good. I've been here 10 years, and you just came here for few years only. You tell me I'm no good. How can it be? I'm so good. I'm good. All right. So they either experience a shock or a surprise. And then they get angry. All right. They get angry. All right. It's not true. It's not true. You're biased. I know you don't like me in the first place. That's why. But this is not what it is, no? All right. This is not what it is. So anger. All right. Okay. And of course, then from the other side is apathy. Okay. Apathy. All right. Instead of getting angry, some people move into this stage, and this stage tells you, whatever it is, what's the point of telling management? No use, man. You give up already. All right. Okay. And so whatever it is that's not done properly, we rationalize it. We give a lot of excuses, right? Oh, I think a lot of people like to give excuses like the system is not working, the process is bad, the policy is bad, or someone else is bad, the other department is bad. Okay. I think it's a lot of us rationalize or give excuses that other people all bad, as ourselves we are good. Okay. All right. So over here, we will be sharing with you how you can rationalize with the person objectively, so that the person has some degree of objectivity. I can't say 100% because some people just refuse to objective one. But if you can at least move to a little bit of acceptance of being objective and accept the feedback, then we can do something about it. Because then the person say, what can I do to improve? Wow, that's great. That means we are ready to move on to really resolving the issues. If we don't go through this, it's hardly that we can even resolve the issues. The person will just nod their head, okay. But actually, inside, not okay. They're not going to follow what you say. You all experienced that before, right? People say, okay, but actually never do what you tell them to do. No? All right. And they are also smart people, very good people as well. Okay. So this is a very important stage to go through for the time. Okay. And we'll be talking about 10 commandments of confrontation. Unfortunately, because the 10 commandments, each commandment at least take five minutes or so, I can't cover this in this webinar, but there will be 10 commandments confrontation, how to handle confrontation. Sometimes you didn't look for it, but it came to you, right? So how to handle that, right? So for this module, there will be self-reflection. You can think about, hey, how do I actually handle it? How do I take it also when it comes to difficult conversation? Well, I can tell people that they're no good, but what if they tell me I'm no good? How do I handle it? Right? It's a role modeling, right? Okay. And we talk about discussion. We'll have discussions. We'll have exercises. We have role plays. We have feedback, and we have case studies. So many things we can do. So you can imagine, when you come for class, you won't be listening to the facilitator talking all the time, because lecturing is not the main methodology. Okay. All right. All these are the methodology. So the trainer will talk less. The facilitator or trainer will talk less. We will do the discovery. We will get the feedback. We will role play. We will improve our skills on how to handle challenging conversation. So I'm going to stop here shortly. So what's your one takeaway from this webinar? I hope I share something that you can take away. Honestly, that's my intended desire. I hope at least in this 45 minutes that I'm talking non-stop, okay, all right, that you will bring away something that is useful for me, okay, for you as well. So if you could, can you just quickly type into the chat, what's the one What's your one takeaway from this webinar? I will stop this webinar and read from your chat, all right? Wow, okay. You like the Sarah model? Yes, thank you. John Maxwell, yeah. Ask direct is not easy, yeah. Tell is easier. We all used to telling, right? But asking is different, huh? Asking, yeah, that's good. Wow, y'all really learn a lot. Be curious, wow. Oh, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. That means this time, at least you didn't spend wastefully, okay? You did benefited something. I hope the next thing you do today, try to listen to someone, can you? Can you do that for me? All right, go and listen to someone. It could be someone at home. It could be your children. It could be your boss. It could be your colleague. Just do me one favor today. Listen to just one person. All right. Yes. Wow. Okay. Wow. It's coming in. And so some of you who don't know John Maxwell, oh, he's a wonderful person. Okay. I really met him in person. John always says, I'm John and I'm your friend. And he really is my friend. It's everybody's friend anyway. All right. In other words, he doesn't keep the things. He shares it all his life. And he's already 74 this year. Okay. And he said that, he's not going to retire. He may slow down a bit because of health reasons and physical limitation, but he's not going to stop. He wants to continue because he wants to make the best last lap for himself. All right. He really wants to, not retiring, he wants to retiring upwards. Okay. And he's going to write, he's going to mentor. He wants to share all his life experience with all of us. And that's why I'm so glad. I'm so glad to know him. So for you, you can also listen to his podcast or the 1 minute with John Maxwell. 1 minute with John Maxwell, if you Google, 1 minute with John Maxwell is free. It's a subscription thing. It's free. It's every day one topic he talks about for 1 minute. All right. So it's quite interesting. You just go and get it as free. All right. So yes, thank you so much for sharing. Wow. Thank you so much. It's really good. I love to share more and connect more with you, but I can't see you right now. But if you are coming to class, that at least I can see you. I love to see my friends and participants, all right, so that to connect better. All right. Let me continue just that last portion of this. Thank you so much. You learned so much. Thank you. It's really my pleasure. My pleasure. We all learn together, right? We share, we learn together. All right. It's never alone. Okay. We learn better together. So in this case, you build a business. You don't build a business. You build people, and people build the business. I hope every business person thinks like that. All right. We don't just build a business. Without people, we can't build a business. Okay. We build people, and the people is the one who build the business. So people is very important, whether you're one person operating or you're working for somebody else. Really, it is very important. If you can raise the bar, the lead, you will be fantastic. It will be fantastic. Make it one of your goals next year. Since we're already in December, make it one of your goals to be a better version of yourself. Constantly be a better version of yourself. I get someone who's an accountability partner to make sure you remember what you say. Just like I've been an accountability partner for all my job seekers. Sometimes when they're discouraged, when they give up, I remind them of the goals that they set. Okay, all right. And then they say, oh yes. At that time they want it so much. All right. Why is it now you give up? Don't give up. All right. You never know. Okay, because we all know it's darkest when the dawn is coming up, right? Okay, so let's don't give up. Let's press on. And if you find that you're alone, you can gather a few of us. Okay, we are in it together. And of course, if you want to know more, there are a few ways to connect. Okay, 3 options that you can reach out to us. One is your friendly, approachable, and really helpful consultants. I really like them actually. Okay, Link, Mr. Link Yo and Miss Xin Yi To. All right, you can email to them, or you can text them on Facebook. All right, or you can even call them. They give you the contact number. All right, quickly take a photo of this. Take a photo of this, and then for some of you, you may want to do the QR code. All right, if you're running late, just get the QR code, and then at least you're in contact with us. So let me have the pleasure of introducing the 2 salesperson, Link and Xin Yi. I'll stop share. Link, you want to say a few words, Link? You see, so friendly, right?
Hello, hi. Hi everyone. Okay, this is Link from NTUC Learning Hub. Hope you guys enjoyed this session as much as I did. So if you guys want to attend the whole whole module, right, you can reach out to me. Okay, my number is over there. Yeah, so hope to see you guys soon. Yeah.
Thank you, Ling. Xin Yi, let them hear your voice. Oh yeah,
Hi everyone, this is Ping from NTUC Learning Hub. So if you're interested, you can just check out our contact number. Then you can just send us an email or maybe give us a call or drop us a WhatsApp. Then we will respond to you accordingly. Thank you everyone for coming.
The two modules can be separated, but I would highly encourage you to go for both. All right. Once you go to art of communication, then you move on to the difficult composition. I think it is quite complete in that sense. All right. So it'd be good for you whenever you are able to find time. You know, sometimes in life we have to find time to do things that's important and valuable. And this is a life skill, not just learn it for work. You use it for your family as well. Use it for anyone. All right. Okay. All right, some of them want the contact page again. Yes, I saw your message. I'll give it to you again. All right, here it is. Okay. Got it already? It's really my pleasure for this afternoon. Thank you so much. You really encouraged my heart that you have learned so much, so many things. Even if it's one point, I'm really very thankful. I'm very thankful. Okay. So Ming, our MC, over to you.
Right. Thanks, Lai Chang, for sharing again. This has been a very high energy session. Thank you so much. And if any of you are interested in the courses, do reach out to Link or Xingyi. And just want to check with Lai Chang, do you have like maybe 5 minutes to take some of the Q&A over here?
Yes, I do. If they are willing to stay back for a little while.
Yeah, for those that would, unfortunately, we won't be able to answer all the questions. We have a lot in the chat group. So maybe I'll just shortlist 3 for Lai Chan to answer some of your questions.
Okay. What are 3?
So maybe the first one over here. Hi, Lai Chan. This is by Mei Hui. Hi, Lai Chan. Supposedly, if the opposite party chooses to remain silent throughout and not saying anything, how are we going to get him or her to talk?
Hey, good question. That's a good question. I use the difficulty handling people who are very quiet because I'm more interactive, right? As you can see. All right. So I have little difficulty, but I learned over the years how to deal with that. Well, some people keep silent sometimes because they don't know your intention. What are you trying to do? Why you want this information from me? You know, they're not sure. So you need to assure them the information. Just for example, if I go and talk to a group of employees, I'll tell them I need to get this information. Do you really enjoy working here? And I could assure them that this information will not leak to the senior management. I will not tell who say what. I assure them with my name. Okay, all right. I tell them if this leak out, it will not leak out because it can be assured that it's with me. And why I want this information? Why I want the truth from you is because I want to do something about it. If you're all crying, and having difficulties, I want to know what you're crying about and what's so difficult. Can I help you or not? All right, I really need to do it. But I got to surface to management to say that this is the issue, but I don't have to say who say what, right? Okay, and that's my promise. So when people are silent, they're not sure your intention. So got to make it very clear what's your intention, why you want to do that, why you want to ask that kind of question, and how are you going to use the information. If I assure them that they probably will speak up. And usually I could even talk to any strangers and they will speak up when I tell them what I'm trying to do, right? The other portion is that there are some people who are not very good at words, okay? Expression of words. So they may not want to share because, I just want your English so good, so powerful, my English not so good, I dare not share. So it could be the ability to interact or express themselves. So some people express themselves through anger. I don't want to talk already. This is it, no? Okay. Yeah, but actually they have a lot to talk. It's all inside, and you're going to help them by listening to them. And of course, if the person continues to be silent, you can also be silent and listen to the person to say, okay, I think you need some time to think about it. It is okay. You take your time. I will just wait for you here. Okay. All right. When you're ready, we will speak. Okay.
Thanks, Lai Chan. Very interesting. Very interesting suggestions. I think in the interest of time, we'll just take one more question that I shortlisted. But just to share, actually, there's a lot of useful tips in the course where actually, for example, the 10 commandments actually provided some guidelines and tips on how to handle such difficult conversations. So maybe I'll just bring on to the next question, Lai Chan. This one is by Ting Ting. The question is how to handle a boss who always shout and vent anger when he is stressed, the staff typically just keep quiet while the boss shout in public?
That's another good question. The workplace, sometimes it shout. Hey, do you know that some people don't know they're shouting? They are shouting, but they don't know they're shouting. I come across a few people are interesting. Actually, I'm not saying your boss is, but some of them is themselves partially deaf, and so they cannot hear that they're shouting. But for those people who are not partially deaf, sometimes they're not aware that they're shouting because nobody told them that they're shouting, And then so what I do with my boss, last time I have a client who is also shout. Then but not shouting at me, shouting at his people. Maybe he want to show off how powerful he is. He can shout at his people. But I'll go up to him and say, "Do you know that you're shouting?" I say, "Am I?" He's shouting very loud. He said, "Oh, I didn't know that. So now, okay, now my voice okay? Yeah, lower. I use my hand to tell him how high is it, how low. And then he said, oh, okay. So of course, that's one. That's two. Then the other one is some people are not able to handle their anger. They have anger management issue. All right, they're not able to handle their anger, and so they need help. They actually need help. Okay, including ourselves. Sometimes we cannot handle anger, but as a leader, if you cannot manage yourself, this body, this whole thing is you. And if you cannot manage this, then how can we manage others? All right. So as a leader, we're going to manage ourselves. How do we respond to someone who's shouting? All right. You can walk away and say, "Boss, so sorry. I'll come back to you shortly. I think you also need to calm down." Okay. All right, boss. Yeah. I heard you, but a bit too loud. Okay. All right. You have to find your way and watch other people, how they handle your boss. And when they're upset, they say, "Wow, this is really bad. Boss, you are shouting. That means must be very, very bad." No? Okay, because you're shouting, this issue must be very bad. Then they would be thinking back, am I shouting? And I like that kind of response. They are so shocked themselves. Oh, because they're not aware. Remember awareness? Some people are not aware about themselves. Okay.
Thank you, Lai Chan. And another one suggestion, maybe to send him for this art of communication course. So,
if he's coming back, let me know. I'll deal with a little bit of anger management for him, just for him. Okay.
Thank you so much, Lai Chan. Thank you to Lai Chan and Swee Tong, as well as our friendly sales colleagues over here. So if you have any questions, you can drop an email to us, as well as link up with our Link or Xingyi, and then we will support you from there. All right. So once again, thank you so much to Lai Chan for your insights and your interesting talk. So appreciate everyone's attendance. And with that, I would like this session has come to a close. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy your day. Thank you so much.
Hope to see you soon. Bye, everybody. They're all such an appreciative group. It's really, really.
Yeah, it's a nice group.
Yeah, very nice group. I mean, people like this, I wish them every success. They deserve the best. Okay.
Thank you so much, Lai Chan. So I'll catch you separately, either early next week or something to sync up.
Okay, sure.
I think Glynis also got asked you a question about the recording, so maybe you just let her know.
Okay, sure.
Okay,
all right, bye, everybody.
Thanks,
Have a good
everyone.
weekend.
Thank you. Bye. I'll be closing the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you.